Wizards Heat here at Capital One Arena tonight. It'll be the first home game of the 2018 season for Washington. It also might be the first game in uniform for Dwight Howard. We don't know yet or not whether he'll play. It will be a game-time decision for the man once known as Superman. One of the ugly side of sport reared its head this week with the ongoing news of anabolic steroid and performance enhancement drug use in sport. But with all the news, what is not being talked about is the real, tangible, debilitating effects of anabolic steroid use. Nate Lewis this week found some soldiers on the front line of the battle between natural ability and chemically enhanced performance. As I mentioned, there's a little bit of a shakeup at the top, but let's start out talking about football.
I want to be the best passer on the field.
The top player on the ESPN 300 list of high school senior football players is Justin Fields. Those are his top 5 schools, but heck, everybody wants this young man. Let's talk to him. Dax, first of all, thank you for joining me, and you made a decision this week that a lot of the college football world was anticipating. The report obtained by ABC7 did not find the toxic football culture indicated earlier this spring in an ESPN.com article. However, it went on to say that players were afraid to speak up, which meant the problems arising in what they called a dysfunctional athletic department were likely to fester. It's hard to believe 17 years ago, Flight 77 crashed into the side of the Pentagon, claiming 184 innocent lives.
Buckle up, sports fans. This is ABC7 Sports Sunday.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. Can we just say it was a good day in the DMV? First the Redskins, then DC United. Let's start with the burgundy and gold. They beat the Cowboys today. They are alone atop the black and blue NFC East division. On the first drive, Alex Smith drives the Skins into scoring position. Check out Capri Bibbs. Nice his way through the Cowboys defense. 23 yards for the touchdown. Redskins up 7-0. Good to see him getting money. But before the half, the Cowboys strike. Dak Prescott finds Michael Gallup on a stop and go, beating Greg Stroman. That's 49 yards. That would tie it at 7. For nearly half a century, a legendary coach by the name of Morgan Wooten led the DeMatha Catholic High School basketball team to 1,276 victories. But the legacy of Coach Wooten at DeMatha impacted far more than what happens on a hardwood surface. The athletic department at DeMatha has had great success for decades, setting their student athletes up for success in the classroom and in their character development.
We work off of 3 principles. Number 1, do what's right. It's right to be honest, it's right to be trustworthy, it's right to have character, it's right to study, it's right to go to class. The second thing we do with our kids is do your best. Don't settle for mediocrity. The third thing we talk to the kids about is basically the golden rule I think that everybody lives by is treat others the way you want to be treated. If you can do those 3 things and impart those 3 things to a young person, I guarantee he's going to be successful.
DeMatha's success? Staggering. 34 league titles for the basketball team. That's almost every single year since the league started recording titles. In football? Dominant. McGregor averages 10 scholarships per season for his student athletes.
I had the fortunate ability to learn from Coach Wooten. He was able to show me how to deal with the college recruiters and how to write the letters.
Listen to this startling statistic. 42 years of coaching, Morgan Wooten secured a scholarship for every single senior that ever played for him. I want you to speak right now. There are hundreds of thousands, even millions of young men who grow up dreaming about playing big-time college football, who even imagine themselves being recruited by one of these type of programs and playing there, but they really don't have any idea what that's like. So I want you to talk to that person. Tell them, what is it like in this recruiting process?
First, it's a blessing, but after a while, you start to see the rigors of it. I know it kind of gets hectic at times.
Losing a loved one can be an emotional roller coaster. A Loudoun County 16-year-old was in a dark place, but volleyball brought her into the light. Scott Abraham takes us to Ashburn for tonight's Rising Star. All right, some serious fireworks last night between the Rockets and the Lakers, and it all stemmed from this. James Harden going hard to the basket, and for some reason, Brandon Ingram felt the need to shove Harden, so of course he gets a tech from that. But here's where it really gets crazy. Chris Paul muffs Rajon Rondo. Rondo gives CP3 the one piece. And don't forget about Brandon Ingram. This could have been a lot worse.
He felt like he got spit in the face.
Didn't see anything, and I didn't say nothing to my team after the game.
Let's not forget, that was LeBron James' debut in Los Angeles, overshadowed tonight. Okay, that's it for this edition of ABC Sports Sunday. I'm Joe Ball. Make sure you stay safe this week, and don't do this. An LSU assistant coach likes to headbutt his football players while they have their helmets on. This.
Jenkinson's Pier on the Jersey Shore. Welcome to the second annual Super Steel Fit Championship here in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. I'm the New Jersey native Kenny Santucci. Alongside me, my beautiful co-host, Heather Houseworth.
Our focus is to get these guys off the couch, reacclimate them back into society, help them recover physically, emotionally, mentally, and transition back into society more effectively.
One of the things we're so used to is a high-speed, aggressive lifestyle. It's how we trained, it's how we lived for so many years. And so when we get home, all of that stops.
We sit on the couch, we get stagnant, we forget about a purpose.
And we essentially hit a brick wall. Our bodies start shutting down, our minds start shutting down, we're no longer challenged.
We want to bring our vets in, give them that purpose again, give them that sense of commitment, that sense of responsibility. We took an oath when we put on our uniform to always protect and defend the guy to our left and our right. That commitment doesn't change when the uniform comes off. It has to continue.
I was on my last month of putting any energy and any mental energy that I had left into it, and that was the month that we got pregnant. God took over. So we had twins.
I do that for my niece and my husband, both cancer survivors.
Every moment that I was struggling, I just thought of my niece. And how hard she had to fight. But she beat cancer.
Wow, that's Supermom Angela Salvio. She will be competing in the women's RX division today, coming up shortly.
And our winner today from CrossFit Proven, Casey Haynes.
A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I remember you because of your hair. I'm definitely one of those people who was born in the wrong time, the wrong generation. I'm not on the internet, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter or any of that kind of stuff. I like old music, and I avoid technology as much as possible, man. I'll go for days without carrying a phone. Facebook and everything, it doesn't make sense to me. I was trying to make fire this morning with 2 sticks in my backyard. I really like watching nature survival shows, and they're always making fire with sticks, and I was sitting out here this morning not doing anything, and I thought it can't be that hard, and it's actually pretty hard. I wasn't very successful, but it was worth a try, you know. I'm blaming the wood was wet. I definitely am a person that needs to compete.
This is a Sports Illustrated article where they caught LA making a tackle against Andre Ellington in the Clemson game. This is his red shirt freshman year. He had a pretty good red shirt freshman campaign. He was actually All-America honorable mention. My buddy actually saw this before I did. He contacted me, called me and said, man, LA's in the Sports Illustrated article. I said, what? And ran out and bought every article that the store had. This is a very easy drive to the University of Maryland. It's about 15-20 minutes from my house, straight down Route 193. Drive past his old high school, You drive past Theodore Roosevelt High School, Greenbelt, and you're right there. No time flat. That's one of the pleasures of having him stay at home. You appreciate the moments of this short drive, remembering where we came from, what type of work it took for him to get there, where the future might lead for him and for the family, and just reflect on all of it. It's beautiful. You got your ID, Jazz? Yeah. Let's go Terps. We need this one today, right? We need this one.
They're here early. They're here to support me. They're my biggest supporter.
And for the 78th time, Virginia and Maryland meet in football. The final time as members of the Atlantic Coast Conference as the Terrapins next year head for the Big Ten. And this, in the words of Randy Edsall, Tim and Scott, becomes the biggest game, most important game of the year for this Terrapin team.
Today is different because LA is going to be a captain, so we're going to be up there in full support of him. When I see my son go out for the coin toss, it just sends shivers up my spine. It's almost like I'm there on the field myself. I couldn't be more proud. I'm very proud of him.
It's your choice of the coin. What do you want? Tails. He wants tails with an ACC coin, which is heads and tails. Here we go. It is heads.
Let's go, Terps! Let's go!
Down, then 7 with the clock running down to 40 seconds. This will be from the 32-yard line. It'll be a 42-yard attempt to give the Cavaliers the lead.
When I was walking on the field, I seen my parents. And I pointed to them just to let them know that I see them, and I respect the support that they show me.